So in this video, we'll be going over the arc length and how would we find the arc length. So let's say we have y-axis and the x-axis here, and we have a random arc here, which is denoted by the function of f of x. And we want to find the length of this line. So here, this is a on the x-axis, and this is b, or let's say, yeah, b. So how do we find it? So now the formula states L, which is the length, is equal to the integration from a to b of radical 1 plus the derivative of f of x, so derivative of the function squared, and we are integrating in terms of x, so dx. And that's basically it. So whatever function you get, you derive it and you use this formula. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. And let's look at an example. So let's say we have a function which is 4 radical 2 over 3 x to the power of 3 over 2 minus 1. And here we have the limits from 0 to 1. So x is between 0 and 1, and we again want to find the length. So how do we do it? So now first step is to always find f prime of x, which here in our case is going to be how do we derive any function to the power of a? We take a down and v minus a by 1, right? So here we do the same thing. So the coefficient of x will stay the same, and this will be multiplied by 3 over 2 x, and 3 over 2 minus 1, so this will be half, and the derivative of minus 1 is 0. So now let's simplify this. 2 will cancel out with 4 here, and this will be 2, and 3 will cancel out. So now the final answer that we will be left over with f prime for f prime is radical, or 2 radical 2 radical x. Now remember, in the formula, let me bring the formula back here. We have f prime squared. So here what we need to do is we need to square f prime. So f prime squared will be equal to, let's write f prime first and then square it. Squared, it will be equal to 4, since 2 squared is 4, radical, oh, this is radical 2 by the way, sorry about that. So radical 2 squared is just 2, so let me put brackets here, and then x, radical x squared is x, right? And this will be equal to 8x, and that's it. So now we have everything that we need. So now let's plug in the formula. So here L is going to be equal to, from 0 to 1, now it's going to be radical 1 plus f prime, which is 8x dx. So now we simply just integrate this, and let's take u as 1 plus 8x. So du here will be equal to 8 dx. So now we can replace dx with du over 8. So I'm going to take 8 outside. So here we will be left with 1 over 8 integration from 0 to 1, and I'm going to replace radical with to the power of half. So this entire thing is u, and radical is half power du. Now we integrate this, so this will be equal to, let me scroll down, 1 over 8 brackets, or the limits, 0 to 1, u 3 over 2 over 3 and over 2. So I'm going to bring the 2 up here, and now we replace u with what we have over here. Don't forget that step. So 1 over 8, 2 into 1 plus 8x, close brackets, 3 over 2 over 3, and now we plug in the limits, and the final answer that you should get is 13 over 6. So let's move on to our next question, which is we get the function f of x equal to x cube over 12 plus 1 over x, and we have 1, the limits is 1 and 4. So what I like to do is always write the formula. So the formula is, let me just copy it, because you might make a silly mistake from not like following the formula or missing something. So I like to paste it to next to what question we are doing. So here we need to find f prime, and then we simply use the formula. So here we have f, and f prime of x is going to be equal to x 3x2 over 12 plus, we can bring the power up, so it's going to be minus x over minus 2, so it will be x squared. So the x squared will go down here, so it'll be minus minus 1 over x squared. So here I'm going to remove this, and now let's write minus 1 over x squared, and we can simplify this, so it's going to be 4, and this is going to be 1. So 2, a is x squared over 4, and b here is minus 1 over x squared plus b squared, so x4, 1 over x to the power of 4. So here we can cancel x squared here with this x squared, and this 2 with this 4, and now we are left with x4 over 16. Let me scroll down, minus is gonna be half, and I made a mistake here, there's no negative sign since it's a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, and the signs are not included. And here we are going to be left with 1 over x to the power of 4. And now remember that we need to plus a 1 to our f prime squared. So here what we can do is plus 1, and we realize that we have a minus half. So this minus half is just going to become plus half, and we can remove the plus 1. Now we just need to, we have the entire 1 plus f prime x squared. We just need to substitute what we have and integrate it. So now let's plug it in. So it will be integration from 1 to 4. The limits were 1 to 4 here, and we basically write the 1 plus f prime squared here, so x to the power of 4 over 16 plus half plus 1 over x4 dx. And here we realize that this is a perfect square, meaning, let's say we have a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And here we have the exact same thing. So a squared is basically x2 over 4 squared, and for this part it is 1 over x2 squared, and this part is 2a, which is x4 over 16. Let me make more space here. So it was 2 times x4 over 16 multiplied by, or actually it is a, right, not a squared. So it's going to be x squared over 4 multiplied by this part, so 1 over x squared, and this is 1 over 2. So we have a perfect square over here. So this entire thing is going to be equal to integration from 1 to 4 radical x squared over 4 plus 1 over x squared basically, and now we can cancel the square root and the squared. So now all we're left with, I'm going to write it over here, is the integration 1 to 4 x squared over 4 plus 1 over x squared dx. Now let's integrate this. So it will be 1 to 4 limits and x3 over 4 times 3 is 12 plus this. I'm gonna bring this up, so -2. Now let's integrate this, so it will be plus 1. So -2 plus 1 is -1 over -1 and close brackets, I mean limits, and now you just plug in the values and the final answer that you should get here is 6. So that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. And as always, I do have a shortcut method for you guys, but you do need to do one step before entering it in the calculator. So once you get f prime, all you have to do is, we had f prime as x squared over 4 minus 1 over x squared, right? Now you just need to have a calculator which can do the integration, and you know the limits 1 to 4, and you just need to type 1 plus this part, so open brackets x squared over 4 minus 1 over x squared, and then don't forget to square it, and you will get the same exact answer that we got over here. So this is a method to recheck your final answer also. Once you know you're done with all your working, if you need to show your working, or if this is a multiple choice question, you just don't need to show anything. You can just find f prime and just integrate it directly, right, and get the final answer. So it saves you a lot of time and the simplification also. And yeah, that's for the shortcut method to recheck. And thanks for watching. I hope that you understood this topic.